Alrighty, and we are live, which is great. So hi everyone, welcome to the next session of the day. It's the third, if I've counted correctly. So welcome everybody. Thanks for joining in on the session. This session is going to be on the MapTiler plugin, which is an absolutely fantastic plugin that I've been using and playing with actually. So it's really, really interesting. And basically, MapTiler plugin allows the native loading of vector tiles. But to explain more, and for someone who has a lot more experience using it and all the background tricks and tips, I will hand you over to Adam, who's coming to us from the Czech Republic, which is so exciting. And he's going to take us through the MapTiler plugin. So over to you, Adam.
Okay, thank you, Amy. I will share my screen. Okay.
Great, I can see. Perfect.
Okay, perfect. So hi, everybody. I'm Adam from MapTiler, and I will tell you something about the MapTiler QGIS plugin we developed. In MapTiler, we develop street and satellite maps of the entire world. And we also working on a platform which makes it easy to integrate your own data into maps. I will start with a bit of theory about maps and vector tiles just at the beginning, so we have some kind of context, and then I will move to the actual plugin. So about the vector tiles, that's how most of the maps usually works on the web. They are tiled into zooms, and they are usually in pseudo-Mercator projection. And every tile can be found by its position, by its zoom, and by its coordinate x and y. On every zoom, the tile will be split into 4 smaller tiles, as you can see on the picture. There are, like, historically there were raster tiles. Vector tiles are a little bit younger. And with raster tiles, you get this PNG image of the tile, and you directly display it on your screen. With vector tiles, the rendering is done on a client, and when you request a vector tile from server, you will get a file which is encoded in PBF, and it has only few bytes, and it keeps just data. So as you can see here on the picture. It has no visual context or any look or feeling. It's just the data which are saved into different layers. There are line layers, point layers, polygon layers. If you want to have in your vector tiles just some like simple geometry, it's easy to define it. But if you want to have a real world map in your vector tiles, the schema which defines what will be in the vector tiles can be quite complicated. That's why we maintain open source project which is called OpenMapTiles, which helps you to define what you want to display in your vector tiles. So this OpenMapTile schema defines, okay, at zoom 5, show me just continents and ocean, but at zoom 6, at some points with names of the bigger countries, etc. So on this vector tile schema are vector tiles based on. But once again, in vector tiles, there are only data, but you want to give them some style. Style is delivered in separate file, which is called Stylejson. And in Stylejson, there are layers, style layers, which say, okay, so we have style layer called ocean, and you define the color for the ocean. Then you can have another layer which is called major highway, and you define the width of the highway, and then you define minor road, and you define the width of the minor road in the Stylejson. In the Stylejson, there is also source to source section where are links to your vector tiles defined, and some metadata links to sprites and fonts. I will not go too deep into this. What I'm saying, here on the picture you see vector tile. It's just one vector tile on a zoom 6, and it contains the data, but you hardly can say what's on the tile actually. If you style the data, suddenly you will get the map. And as you can see, you can have the same vector tile with different style defined, and you will get different look and feel of the map. So if you want to have a basic map with just boundaries and roads, you will use a simple style. If you want to use a more if you want to have a topographic map, you will use more topographic style. But the point is, you have the same data, same vector tiles, and just different style JSONs. Okay, about vector tiles in QGIS. QGIS started to support vector tiles in 3.14. It was developed by Martin Dobiash from Ultra Consulting, and in the version 3.14, you could load the vector tiles into QGIS, but you couldn't give them any style, or it was quite difficult. That's why we started to develop the MapTiler plugin, and in the 3.14 it was actually the only way, or the easiest way, how to style the tiles. In version 3.16, the plugin code was ported into C++ classes in QGIS core, and since then you can style your vector tiles directly from QGIS. But if you have a vector style with multiple sources, with multiple vector tile sources, it's still you can do it in one click if you use directly the menu from QGIS. That's why MapTiler plugin is still a slightly better choice if you have complicated or multi-sources style. So MapTiler plugin is open source. It has its own GitHub repository. It's still, the work on the plugin is still in progress. So if you find any bug, just let us know. We will be happy to add some feature requests and fix any bugs you found. MapTiler plugin allows you to display vector tiles and style JSONs hosted anywhere, but by default it brings some predefined maps which are hosted on MapTitleCloud. If you want to use your own style JSON and your own vector tiles, it's just fine to use the plugin as it is. But if you want to use the maps and vector tiles from MapTitleCloud, you have to have an API key, which you can get if you sign in with your Google account on MapTitleCloud.com. We have a free plan, which is more than enough if you want to just play with the vector tiles. But yes, as I said, if you have your own style JSON hosted on your server, you don't need the API key. Recently, we released new version of the plugin, version 2.0. It's like 1 month ago, and we added support for icons, which were missing in the first version, and it was a bit a pain. We added outdoor map as one of the predefined maps. We implemented a solution for labels in various languages, and we work on the printing. So printing of the printing map is now much better, and it looks better. But what does the plugin actually do? So as I said, in Stylejson, you define the style of the map, and you can see on the left side how the style is defined in Stylejson. So there is a ID of the style layer, land use residential, the type fill, which means that it's a polygon, and then there are the defined paint properties like fill color and the opacity. So the plugins convert this Stylejson into QGIS styling. So as you can see on the right side, there is how it will be translated into QGIS plugin. You can see the color is defined there, and you can see that the opacity is set to 70%. So this style conversion is quite easy. However, the conversion can get more complicated. You can see on the left side in Stylejson there is some definition of the color of a filled outline line, and as you can see in the Stylejson, it's defined on 5 lines, and it looks quite easy to read. But if you want to translate these definitions from Stylejson to QGIS styling, it starts to get complicated because you have to use scale linear function, you have to use case expression. So in these cases, the plugin converts the Stylejson definition to QGIS styling definition. But as you can see, it's in QGIS styling, it's already defined, and the definition it's much complicated. And then you can have Stylejson with style definitions like this. And in this case, QGIS MapTiler plugin will say, okay, this is too complicated for me. I can't translate this. So what I am saying, if you have really complicated style definition with a lot of nested expressions, you might get a warning from QGIS plugin that the plugin is not able to convert the style or not all the layers. Okay, that was about the theory, and now let's move to the actual demo.
Oh, excitement.
Okay, let's start with new profile. Okay, so installation of the plugin is very easy, as you would say. From the plugin menu, just found MapTiler and install it. The plugin will appear in the browser panel. Right now, if you these are the predefined maps that are offered from MapTitleCloud. If you want to use it, you will get a warning that you need an API key, which is very easy to get from this MapTitle account window. Click on the link, go to cloud.maptitle.com, sign in with any Google account. And that's it. Now you are signed into your cloud account, and in your account details information, you will get the API key, which you can just copy and paste into QGIS. Okay, so we have API key, and now we can display a map. So the plugin offers various maps. These maps are tuned to look good in QGIS. The style is defined, so there are no problems with style conversion. And the basic one is just the first one on the list. And as you can see, it offers a style which is not too complicated. And if you note a really simple base map, basic one is the one to go. It's also possible to so right now the basic this basic map is as vector tiles, but if you prefer raster tiles, you can edit also as a raster. and now you get a raster tiles. But what's the main advantage of the vector tiles is the level of the sharpness. So on this street zoom level, it's like it looks like there's no problem, but if you zoom really deep, as usually with raster maps, you will get the lines pixelated. So that's why it's always better to use vector tiles, because with vector tiles, it's vector, so the level of sharpness it always beats the raster. So this is a basic map. Then we have a street map, which is I would say most popular map which we provide. It's more colorful. Aside from that, one really nice is also the outdoor map, which we added recently. I will just zoom into some more mountainous region, and I will use outdoor. Okay. So this one is satellite, and as I said, we get a warning that style could not be completely converted. If you click on details, it will print a warning that expressions and interpolation functions are not supported. So that means that in the style of this map, there is some expression which is not supported, and instead of some complicated interpolation, it will use just linear interpolation, but the map is still visible. So this is our satellite map, or we call it satellite hybrid map, because there are roads and labels as a vector tiles, and also there is a raster layer with the actual satellites. But I want to show you the outdoor map, which is new in this version. It brings bike trails, via ferratas, contour lines, hill shading, and it's a nice map if you need any base map for an outdoor activity. What is really nice about vector tiles is that it's better for printing. I can again show the difference if you use raster tiles. If you zoom in, it starts to get pixelated. With vector tiles, it looks much better. And if you decide to, I will zoom somewhere. If you decide to print it, I will use just simple export to PDF. You can define the DPI, whatever you wish. And you will get a PDF with high DPI, and if you zoom in, it's still all the labels are very sharp and all the lines are very sharp. So it's great for printing. What else we added in the latest version? As I said, we added the support for different languages. So if you want to have map in your language, so right now by default there is a English, but if you want to have it in your own language, you can just simply go to Customize in Cloud, and Customize Editor will appear. So you are in Customize Editor in your MapTitleCloud account, and you can simply use different language. So I was let's try French, for example. Publish the map. Okay, so we have this map published on our cloud, and you want to just use vector style and copy link to Stylejson. I will copy it and open in QGIS. Here, right-click on MapTiler, add a new map, and so I added the French version of this map to my MapTiler plugin. I will add it to the canvas, and I will get the same map, but with labels in French. We support more than 50 languages, so probably if you want, if you need English, Spanish, Arabian, Chinese, you can have it. So that was about language modification, but you can also quite easily change the style of the map. I will remove those, open the basic one. And let's say that I'm quite happy with this map, but I want to just slightly modify it. So I can customize it in the cloud once again. And let's say that I want to just change the color a little bit and make the landscape. Okay, something like this. And change the color of the roads. So in just few steps, I change the look and feeling of the map, and I can easily save it, call it basic 2, and I have a new map. And once again, just go to Stylejson, copy it, and paste into QGIS. I'll wait for a second.
I always think of that message as QGIS is overwhelmed right now. I'll get right back to you. I think it's fantastic to have that flexibility in styling. You know, everyone, especially cartographers, it's quite a creative pursuit. And I think it's fantastic to just be able to, you know, specify those colors and make sure it fits with the theme. Even if you're working for a client, you can make the colors exactly what is needed. I'm really impressed by that functionality.
Yeah, as you mentioned, cartographers, maybe most of the cartographers would say, okay, but changing color, it's not just about changing colors. So that's why we'll also have this. Okay, so basic 2 is already here. So that's the map that we modified in few steps. But as you said, maybe cartographers would say, okay, but I need some more powerful tool. And that's why we provide these advanced editing. I will save the map first. And now I can use the advanced editor where you can define much more things than just colors. So you can play with many things, like at which zoom level you want to show a layer. You can change the color opacity. You can actually manually write the style in JSON editor, and this is probably the place where you want to work if you are like a real cartographer, not like me who just change colors.
Is there functionality to say if you have a couple of SLD folders or that you use often or use as a normal template for all your maps? Is there functionality to just upload it, or would it sort of could you
Yeah,
just put it
sure.
in the JSON section? That's what I would
Uh,
do. But
So if you want to create a new map, you can either go to via this customize. It's like simple editor via the editor, which is more advanced. But if you have your own style JSON already defined, you can just upload the style. Yeah, and what I want to mention that it's very easy to change the look of the map. So one of our map, which I quite often show on these kind of talks, it's this QGIS map which we created just for fun few months ago, and it's just a map that uses the styling of QGIS colors. Okay, so I think that's pretty much everything about the plugin. So if there are any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
awesome. Thanks so much. I see that we do have a comment. So buenos dias. There is one question from George. While trying to set up MapTiler on QGIS 320, I get multiple errors about fonts not found. But that might just be because the fonts aren't in your QGIS setup. The following.
Yeah, so QGIS QGIS loads the fonts that are installed on your system. So if you use fonts in your Stylejson and the font is not installed on your system, you will get an error. So either you have to modify the Stylejson to use some like basic fonts, or you have to install the fonts on your system.
I'm not sure where, George, but somewhere in the QGIS universe of resources, there is actually a list of loads of fonts that I'm not sure what system you're running, but I know for Ubuntu at least, that you can literally just download this whole list of fonts and you will be able to access all of those in QGIS. I will have to look up the resource for you, but I can attach the link to that in the video information. If I do forget, please just message me on Telegram. If you're on Telegram, I'm also on Telegram, so that I can show you, because it's great to have more fonts than less, especially when you're doing cartography. So yeah, that is definitely more a QGIS problem than a plugin problem. Alrighty. I just wanted to ask you, are the vector tiles live? So I know that they're pulling from OSM, but are they updated frequently? If I went out and put in a whole bunch of buildings, would that show immediately on the vector tiles?
Okay, so that depends on the source of your vector tiles. This source is defined in your Stylejson, and you can use the vector tiles that we provide from MapTitleCloud, and we update our tiles every month, but we also run some quality checks, which takes like four weeks. So if you make any change, let's say today at the end of October, it will most likely be propagated into our vector tiles at the beginning of December. If you use our main tile set, which is called MapTiler Planet. This is style set which has this quality control. That's why the updates are a little bit delayed. But we have also OpenMapTiles Planet, which is a tile set which contains data just from OpenStreetMap. because in the first tile set we use also data from different sources, but we have a tile set which is called OpenMapTilesPlanet, and this is a tile set which we update on every week.
Fantastic.
So if you make any edits on OpenStreetMap, it will get into our tiles next week. But then you have to use this OpenStreetMap planet tile set in your Stylejson.
All right, fantastic. And then I just wanted to know if people who are watching or just who are interested want to learn a little bit more or contribute in any way to the MapTiler universe, how can they go about doing that? So what are the best channels?
Go just check our website, maptiler.com. We have channels on YouTube, which are really great if you want to learn something. We have a lot of tutorials there. We have Facebook, Instagram, and all these social media, or just write us an email. And if you are interested in the plugin specifically, just create an issue or create a pull request on the GitHub repo.
Right, fantastic. And all of those things we can find at the website.
Yeah, sure.
Fantastic. Then I'm going to put out to our audience if they want to ask any more questions. This is your last moment. But from my side, I want to know where MapTiler kind of wants to go, because it's a really, really great tool. But where do you want to grow to? What kind of things what kind of functionality would be ideal to add or want to add to this?
Well, I think that our main goal is to provide the best maps. That means from the aesthetic point of view and also from the data point of view. That's why we try to improve our maps every day to bring our customers the best maps they need. We have several projects, like we just started with some weather visualization, which also really cool. And yeah, there are so many things we want to achieve.
I think weather visualization is fantastic, especially in like climate change and that sort of thing. I think that's really, I didn't even think about that. Oh, you're opening my eyes to all these cool things. Yeah, and so that is our time. If there's nothing more anyone would like to add from our audience or from your side, Adam, then I will start wrapping us up.
Okay.
All right, great stuff. So thank you so much for your, wait, let me put my camera on, then you can see me. Great. So thank you so much for your fantastic talk. I know that most people use MapTiles and MapTiler, especially if they're making maps on a daily basis. So it's fantastic to see how the plugin is improving. And it's very exciting that, there's always some way to go and there's always some way to build. So I think the most important thing is that you're providing such quality data that can be used. So thank you for taking us through step by step, giving us a bit of the background and a bit of the theory. And for everyone who is on the QGIS Open Day journey with us, we have the next session coming up in probably about 30 minutes. So do go and grab a cup of tea. And we will then start off with the last session of the day. So thank you so much, Adam, and we'll end there.
Thank you, Emmy. Cheers.
Cheers.